Hey, hey, people! Zion here. Top 8 league. I don't even know what season. The last one, I think that was like 16, 17? 17. League 17. Top 8 between Redentor and Eric Wainwright. You know what Eric's playing. Redentor is playing the a little bit older, but still very interesting to me, the Qira Daka deck. And Redentor's got a little bit of a different thing going on where he's not going for Vow of Vengeance. Like, I'm not killing these witches. I'm not killing my zombies. He's got Reap to fuel a zombie hype train. Got 2 copies of Possess, 2 copies of Uncontrollable Rage, and he's just going to try to keep everybody alive as long as possible. And wow, that's a strong start from Daka there. Nullify might come out here. Don't see why it wouldn't. One nullify play wouldn't be the worst thing to do there, but I guess Eric is a little bit worried about what Qira's doing. And he knows that the indirect sides aren't nearly as dangerous as any resource side. Any resource side combined with this Reap is going to get Deja Vu down round 1 and then just start being a huge pain in the ass. To deal with because of the Carabas, the draw attention that will allow Redentor to move stuff over to his zombies and keep everybody else alive just that much longer. Knew that those hit the table and then he accidentally rolled them again. I didn't quite catch what they were. I know one of them was the 2 melee side. I didn't catch the other one. We're under quarantine internet connectivity conditions right now. Bear with that. Random ping spikes all over Southern California to absolutely anything. That's why I haven't really been playing much Destiny lately. It can be frustrating to deal with. He's popping this Deja Vu down now. I bet I can get 2 zombies out. Even if I have to reap for 1 resource, I can't risk discard side hitting my Deja Vu. Of course, you could always feed for the resource as well. And Qira is a neutral character, so you would be able to get around everything. Even in situations where Disrupt was a strong consideration. Now, since he's got Draw Attention in his hand and not Carabas, which requires a die showing damage to be shown, not under any time pressure to actually use this Draw Attention. That's a lot of money sitting on the table. Eric can't really stop both of those. He's only got single die removal right now. Definitely going to get rid of one of them. Curious to see who his target is. I think his target's going to be Daka. I think that makes the most sense. But I guess it's Qira. He's worried about Qira here. If he was worried about Daka, I would have thought that he would have put okay. Yeah. He would put the shield on Daka to get the extra 1 damage there. It's a weird way of going about that, but he is super rich. Definitely having some connectivity issues here. First two zombies are down. And with a common cause in hand, if he wants to draw cards now, he wants to draw just 5 cards next round. Or he could draw 6, I guess, off of Deja Vu, but that wouldn't help him keep people alive. So yeah, Deja Vu's to draw attention. I don't think he'll play the common cause. There's just not a whole lot that he can actually do with the extra cards right now. Pretty much the entirety of the deck is defensive, except for those downgrades that he's looking for that'll turn on the indirect, or not the indirect, but the direct damage from these zombies. Of course, Eric is in a spot where he doesn't really have a whole lot to do with this money either. Did not get an upgrade in his round 1 after keeping both Nullify in the mulligan. This isn't necessarily a bad idea. Just didn't really pan out for him. He does have quite a few upgrades. 11 of them to be exact. Did get his discard to reroll paid off there with the Ray special. He's always happy to see that. And he's super rich, so whatever pops up, he's going to play. I don't think he's going to pop that loose protection. I think he wants to draw up a lot of cards and get a couple of upgrades down. He's got nothing but money on his hand. And improvised defense will help a little bit here with that Ray power action. Meanwhile, Eric only gets the 2 best upgrades for Reylo. I guess it's debatable whether or not you want Treasured or Nimmin. I really like Treasured. But he also has the 2 polarities, which will help quite a bit. And Redentor, very wisely, going straight for the card draw. He needs a method by which to dump some of this damage out. Doesn't have any mitigation right here except for armor plating. I am still wondering why he put the shield on Qira if he intended on killing Daka, but it is what it is. Alright, Weave the Ichor, easy pickings, Carabas. Alright. Old Daka is living for a minute here. Still does not have downgrade. Gonna be pulling out this respite, I'm sure. Redentor, not a dummy. Like, what happens if there's polarity, and then something else I'm not keeping track of? Let me just boost up Daka here. I'm not doing any damage right now. I'm not under any sort of time constraint. Indicated. Gotta give him a shield here. Yep. Does actually get the downgrade. So this one Night Sister zombie will do a little bit of damage here. And if he can keep Daka very healthy throughout this round, next round there's going to be some serious damage coming across the table just on zombies alone. Right, easy pickings is the easiest play of his life right here. Get rid of that crap. Now, could, if Eric isn't careful, could get the double Carabas down. Just say, I need this 2 damage right away. Here is not a villain. Let me just go ahead and heal for 3. And if I have to, I can Carabas in a bit. I think Qira out there first makes the most sense to me, just because not at risk of Forsaken immediately. Not like Eric has any lack of things he can do. What's in his hand? Will he clear that to the side? Is it even worth it at this point to do so? Just give that zombie a shield. Makes sense. You have a bit of damage coming across. I don't think it's even worth re-rolling here. I think you just take the damage that you have on the table. Feed. Play Uncontrollable Rage. You know what? Good things are happening in my life coming up. Really looking for though is that possessed into Reylo feels very good. Just dropping that down on Kylo and solves a lot of problems. But a curse is a curse. Why not just play the Uncontrollable Rage? I think you play it on Rey here because the possess does feel so much better on Kylo. Yep, there he goes. And get a damage out of this zombie. There's absolutely nothing fan shouldn't at this moment. Can't play Carabast. No damage showing. Gonna have to hold on to that into next round. The tricky thing here is, does he hold on to this improvised defense? With both Reaps gone, and Daka wanting to just spam out more zombies, it's not going to be entirely easy to play Possess now when it comes up. This board state is a mess. But Carabas will clear all 6 damage. And there's some art that not everybody's familiar with, and that is Fluid Riposte. Basically a mini deflect if Sheen Mastery is on a character. Between Carabas and Draw Attention, Daka's still gonna live. Possessed comes up. There's the respite there. And Carabas is definitely the way to go here. Absolutely deja vu that bad boy. Now we have super healthy Daka. 4 zombies ready to start swinging out there. To respite one of them. To play Possessed. And that probably feels really, really good here. Another uncontrollable rage. I think that's going to be reroll fodder. But Kylo is getting loaded for bear. Now you could use that improvised defense and get rid of it. Could make use of it. And to be honest, I would, because right now, damage coming across the table isn't the problem for Redentor. It's getting damage to stick going the other way. I think it's better for him just to hold on to his Guardian zombie and try to pick off that Anakin saber. This possessed is going to cause some serious problems. Eric. And once the problems start coming, he's going to have to start using that Luke's protection. Know how I feel about Luke's protection. But possessed, almost certainly going to be used on that guy. And the uphill battle is starting. Here is paid side working a little bit against Redentor here. But that's not insurmountable. Especially if Daka keeps rolling those 2 indirect sides. You know what? Screw it. Money for days. Everybody gets money. Money. Does he bother? Yeah, of course he does. He's going to take both of those. Just getting 2 extra zombies here. Another uncontrollable rage or a common cause. Common cause is more funny than anything right now. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's particularly useful. I think the second uncontrollable rage onto Kylo. I mean, you're guaranteed going to go ahead and get some good damage every round. I don't think any of that's actually a problem. He's going to go ahead and Guardian the Kylo die. Dealing a damage in the process. Not the wisest move, I don't think. I think I would have preferred let him Nimmin and then Guardian that Anakin. But Eric might just say, you know what? Shields is 2 shields. I can put these 2 shields on Kylo, and then I can Nimmin for a card draw and another shield, and eventually start working my way through on that end. Might not be entirely too hype on throwing away 2 health off of this Nimmin onto trying to get Anakin Saber to damage just to have it go away. Or at risk of going away anyway. And I know Eric is a very defensive player. The option he chose. Still under no time pressure. Get Daka out there. Pick up zombies on the back end of the round. They draw attention on the back end of the Now what we have here is more akin to a Magic the Gathering board state rather than invested. Absolutely deal that damage, force him to pop the Luke's protection first. That way you know when he goes to move over that, if he moves over the Dank Council. I don't think he's going to move over the Dank Council. I think he's going to hold that focus. But if he hadn't, you don't want him to draw anything that you haven't seen before. I don't like this common cause right here. This is not necessary. What are you trying to do with all that? You don't have any money, man. All right. I can definitely see like why you would. Fun. He's walking himself into a Forsaken, just drawn up by Redentor. He ends up using this Dank Council focus. And Dank Council focus into Rey, into Forsaken, also turns his own Forsaken off. But at the very least, this 2 damage is coming across. I would prioritize picking up this dollar, though, if I was Redentor. That uncontrollable rage on Kylo popping down now will pay off, in my opinion. I think it's definitely worth risking losing the 2 indirect, which is what ends up happening here. So I would be playing Forsaken before doing anything. No need to give Rey that much money. And I don't agree with that claim. That uncontrollable rage needs to come down. But between easy pickings, double convergence, I mean, things are going to start looking rough. And here comes an uncontrollable rage for damage onto Rey. Not like the worst thing in the world. But still damage you didn't need to take. I mean, I see why. Like, Ray's not gonna die. I got time. Doing all kinds. I gotta get these dice out on the field, out of my hand. What becomes interesting to me now that Eric has gone down to $1? What if we, what if we start deja vuing convergences? We'll just get rid of Anakin sabers. We'll start getting rid of that Nimitz mastery. So I'd probably take out that treasure instead of Nimitz in position. Kind of like open up a value machine by getting rid of Nimitz. And treasured is threatening in its own right. And you're already trying to kill Kylo, so ideally that Nimitz is going away anyway. No reason not to take that Daka dollar, in my opinion. Possessed is going to rear its ugly head here. I mean, do you just do it? Do you just do it on the dollar? That way you can pay for your Daka stuff. You can just keep that going. By not clearing out the blanks, so you know I'm okay here. Please roll out Ray. And then you can pick up some more valuable things with the easy. Whereas if you easy pickings here, then you just like Eric's gonna 100% resolve that dollar. You don't get any value out of your possess this round. Easy pickings on specials does play though. Plays very, very well. Especially with Possess just waiting in the wings. Not to mention Carabast. Not to mention Draw Attention. Not to mention Weave the Ichor if Redentor can find another dollar this round. I think Eric might just be on the let's maximize shields. I want all the shields and all the card draw because I don't have too many windows of opportunity. Double Steadfast does have the money on board to pay for them both. Not the best feeling of what to do right here. Eric might just take it. And does Possess hit upgrade dice as well? I think it does not. I think it's just character dice. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you really care about really any of that. I mean maybe you guardian out that one side off of Yoda just so you don't have to deal with it. You can entice Eric into resolving another form of damage against the zombie. You call that good. That's like 2-for-1 removal. I would still be looking to add more zombies to the board. Actually, an incredible discard by Eric there. That was 4 damage maximum. That is going to be stuck onto Daka. And I think Redentor himself, I think he's a witch. Because whenever he really needs this dollar, Qira provides. He's going to be able to pick up this dollar, get a double Forsaken out. Or not a double Forsaken, because he's already used Deja Vu. But he's going to be able to get a Forsaken out. Pay for more witches. Or more zombies. Carabas isn't going to do him a whole lot of good right now. But if Eric goes to do this Luke's protection and then he loses that shield side, that's a huge problem. Especially since he's now locked into this path of action where now he has to play the other Luke's protection. Now there's a small window here for Redentor to pick up the dollar and then have Forsaken online to clear that shield side. You know what? Deal your 2 damage. I'll finally be able to use this armor plating for good. I'm not really worried about anything. Or he just takes the 2 and Carabas out. You discard the other possess here. Reroll Qira. I don't think you do. Qira's got 50% sides that you don't actually want to resolve, or you can't resolve. Which has always been my problem with Qira. That one Qira die alone is one of the worst things in the world. It's like one of the worst in investments of the 16 points, 8 points per die that you can have. This feels awful. I think just spamming out some zombies right here is a good move. And now we're reaching levels of zombie infestation that only Left 4 Dead could rival. I think now you just take your 2, right? Like you claim, you're gonna want that dollar. You're gonna take 2 more damage on the Qira. It's gonna be off of a special, so it's not like you can do it against it. I guess he said pass. Verbally, they are in voice. I'm not in their voice. My dear lord, that's absurd to me. Now, are we going to see another double convergence, or is Redentor going to start actually using Deja Vu defensively? I mean, I guess it is defensive, but it's not what you normally consider dealing with Deja Vu. You can probably just eat that 2, that Ezra 2 side there, and just bleh, get rid of that. Deal the damage to Kylo on my way out. And we have the first zombie death of the game. Pretty unblockable. May as well Carabast here, I think. Oh my gosh. Pull the dollar? Or does he pull the shield? If I was Eric, I would grab that dollar. You do not want more money to come across. I don't think, especially with another easy picking. Discard side plays though here. Discard side really plays. It's like nope, 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 nope. We're not re-rolling this die. We're gonna go ahead and deal that to Ray, which makes sense. And then yeah, the discard side hurts. Carabas still online, but there is a very sharp upward limit of that can be done. Daka still has a huge amount of health, all things considered. 12 health Daka. Though I don't agree with actually putting her into the here. You know he's got Luke's protection. He's got 2 dank councils plus his R2D2. The struggle here, the struggle moving forward for Redentor is how do I get through the shield wall? And the only way through that is to start activating these Night Sister zombies. You can constantly ping 1 damage off of Kylo. Start feeling a lot better about things. I think he recognizes that a 2 shield side showing on R2D2, and he's going to go ahead and ping off another damage. I would assume. Not like he's going to do anything with Yoda Saber off of it. Probably not trying to draw another card with that dink count. Does the smart thing, clears the damage, and these zombies are stacking up. Got 5 more zombie damage waiting in the way. 2 indirect plus whatever Qira provides. And possessed, still incredibly good against Reylo. So given that Kylo isn't carrying any big guns right now, Kylo's a lot healthier than Rey. Got possessed on both of them. You just start going for Rey here now. I mean, five damage just to stack up on it. You could kill Rey. He's got a pacify. He's got double Luke's protection. Between the uncontrollable rage and the double possessed, probably worthwhile just to go for Rey here. Value of uncontrollable rage does go down as the game goes on. Looks like Redentor is almost completely taking control of this board. Eric has to use these loop protections. Keep Ray at a semblance of health here. It's messing with his draws moving forward. Not sure what that was for. I think he's gonna play the Convergence next round. I would have saved that Convergence, or I would have kept that Daka die out here for a reroll if that were me. Like Convergence is the obvious thing to throw away for a reroll. You're looking for $1 to add more zombies. But this feed play into a double Forsaken gonna be good. Oh no, he can't discard anything. He's out of cards. Holy crap. Okay. More gas for Eric, but almost nothing that he can do to stop this zombie onslaught. Because you're not healing. You're not gonna move that over. You have to roll out Ray, or else you take rage damage. Probably gonna possess that shield side. A riskier but much higher payoff line of play there would have been to possess the damage from Ray, and then Luke's protection comes out, and then you roll in Qira or Daka. Luke's protection gets used, and then you can double Forsaken. That's a super high value play, but you don't know what's in Eric's hand. Why give up a decent position to find a better one when the decent one will get you to where you need to be? Might take you longer, might not be as efficient, but you know for a fact that if you get rid of that shield side, things become a lot trickier. You had the means to get rid of the shield side right there, so why not do it? I think Eric does play the treasure. Yeah, draws him a card. That's a die to the pool. It's the opportunity here for the Nemen overwrite. Definitely wants to use on a raised die. But Eric under pressure. And do we see this Forsaken? Yes, we do. We're going to see a double Forsaken. Ray for sure, probably Ezra's, just because it's the only die out there showing damage. Does not Deja Vu it? You may as well. Okay. Yeah, sure. Get rid of. Why not? This Nemen could do some work. But the usefulness of it does have an upper end. We're gonna see more zombie damage. Are we gonna convergence the Nimon here? I mean, Kylo does have discard sides, and you really probably need to be thinking about the fact that Kylo has discard sides when you only have 3 cards left to your name. I don't see any reason to stop activating zombies. Activating zombies is much more efficient than playing Luke's protection. It's a race. Just one shot from Qira could really make that all irrelevant. That's definitely getting pacified. And that's unfortunate. Qira provides. Qira is just providing all game here. I mean, Kylo does pick up the Ezra Saber, but Qira is straight providing. Another possess to work through. Still a grip of zombie damage waiting in the wings. You can't not roll out Kylo here. You just possess like any damage side that's coming up, right? You just possess that one. Here's another ping. 3 more zombies. Here's 2 zombies in addition that you're gonna have to deal with next round. Opts for the discard side. How many cards does he have left? Only 3. Okay, yeah, fair. Just getting out from under the shadow of those race specials uh, pretty much makes this a lock for Redentor, I think. Only so much health that you can add to Kylo without those, and it's pretty much summed up almost entirely on the back of these Luke's protection. Especially, four cards left in deck, and you know that 2 of them are Luke's protection. 9 zombie damage. 9 zombie damage is a lot of zombie damage. Almost an absurd amount of zombie damage. What do you do from here, Eric? I mean, you pick up the dagger. Because you do need to make some sort of forward progress on somebody. Killing Daka is almost a pipe dream. Got 12 health. I think you're just shooting for discards. You possessed the resource. I mean, it would be funny to possess the resource and then double convergence, the dagger, and the Nimin. It's also like opening yourself up to really, really bad news. R2D2 rolls a special and then he moves Kylo over to another discard side. They can't always just be funny. Qira provides. We got discard side, V discard side. Just resolving that one discard off of Qira makes moving to a discard side, Kylo's side of the board, really, really dangerous. Because possessed is too damn good. I'm curious what he's trying to do there. What he's trying to do with this. I think Redentor is like almost gonna walk his way out of a win if he's overthinking this. Trying to line it up. He's like, what do I have to do? Zombies making moves. Got 4 more. 4 more of these bad boys. You can draw up the Luke's protection. You can play it back out again. You can pacify. You can do a lot of things to live through this round, but they're all ineffective at actually Eric win the game. Although I think like you just keep putting zombies out. Keep activating zombies. Gonna sit on it? Probably makes sense. Move both of Kylo and the Ezra Saber over to melee. And I think that might actually lose Redentor the game. Okay. He changed his mind. Like if he doesn't take out the Nim in there, he just. I guess he had possessed anyway. He still had possessed, so he could have resolved the Kylo discard. Hey, will he get 3 damage off of 2 Daka dice? Not super likely. It's 2 damage though. That's dangerous enough. Here come more fucking zombies. Because why not? And that's a game, right? Like, you can't do anything. You can't roll out Kylo. Can't get a shield to start. Zombie walks in there and goes smack. Zombie activation, and we are on to game 2. That's interesting. I do kind of like this very much more defensive. I think Reap actually breathes a lot of life into this deck because that was always the problem with Qira Daka. So there's 2 problems with it. Number one, before all the droid nerfs, like you just couldn't hold on to your money. If somebody has ever played against Qira Daka before and they're playing droids, they know all I gotta do is attack your money and I win. So droid nerfs happen. It's harder to attack money, especially off of an action shoot. But also Reap. Reap helps out a lot. Reap makes it so that you don't have to kill off a bunch of zombies for money. And then because you're killing off a bunch of your zombies for money, that means you are by necessity on the Vow Vengeance plan. Vow Vengeance can go wrong in a lot of different ways. Round 1 possessed here with that respite, pretty good. Doesn't want the deja vu. That's the continued weakness of Qira Daka. You're trying to do a lot. You're trying to do a lot, and you're trying to do it very, very, very swiftly. So you want your deja vu. You want um, your mitigation, and you want a curse. I think he would have been happier had he had deja vu and total rage, or maybe not this Carabas, the Reap instead. That's still a perfectly serviceable opening hand, especially when he's going to pick up $1 off of Qira here, unless that gets nullified, or not nullified, but Nimmoned. If he Nimmon's Qira to blank, steps around that Reap problem. Got a Forsaken test here, but we also have Possess. And Possess hurts so bad. Round 1. Fluid Riposte drawn up. Not going to do a whole lot. I think that's wise. You absolutely respite Daka there. Yes, you're losing value because of dice, but the damage is immaterial at this point. Not a super high chance of actually getting $1 off of her dice, and even the disrupt and discard sides are not great at the moment. Taken on Rey. Sense. Now has the money to drop out a couple of these zombies, pick up the Qira dollar, got Carabas or draw attention, whatever makes the most sense. And he still has this possess that he can on Kylo. Wisely picks up the $1 there. I'm trying to play from both angles here. Does Redentor end up with the battlefield? I think he does. I think he does end up with the battlefield. We're going to see a special resolution Ray power action. I think it resolves that. I think. Toss that right into Kylo. And Eric's preferred mode of being at this point is normally, you know, I'm going to shield up. I'm going to use the cards in my hand in round one. I'm going to shield up. I'm going to find things to do. Isn't the best here. You can overwrite the treasured with the Nimin, play Luke's protection, end up with the shields regardless. But that's super action inefficient. That gives Redentor no end of time to play this Bounty Hunter mask and then draw attention. That's interesting. I would have assumed that Eric was going to go for double shield. Redentor does end up with the claim, which is really, really big for him. Eric is going to drop out the Luke's protection. I don't know if he'll use it. He'll probably. Pick up more shields. Has the Deja Vu plus Carabast. And he also has Feed to play the easy pickings. Daka is pretty safe through this round. What makes her significantly less safe if double Neiman's pop down on Eric's side of the table. Locking him into a forced activation on races. Not going to add any more dice to her. Not only that, but you are damage capped. You are damage capped and you're field capped. Very lucky easy pickings there on both Ray dice. We're going to go ahead and deal three unblockable, I should say, over to Daka. And the pressure is kind of on here. Can he find a resource side to match up with that? It doesn't matter because Forsaken popping down. I think playing that uncontrollable rage, maybe relying a little bit too much on luck. Rolling out Qira there, forcing the Forsaken did reduce the damage that Treasure did. Plus, unlikely that Forsaken would have wanted to back at that. But Possessed and Carabas are working at opposite. One of these Carabas is going to get discarded to read. Almost guaranteed. Looking for a resource side on one of these. But if he finds one, then this Nimin Overwrite is probably going to happen. Just playing around Reap. I anticipate Qira's +2 getting blanked here. Ooh. Damages. I think you have to play Carabas. Oh no, yeah, duh. Okay, Possessed. Possessed is a thing. I'm continually losing track of. Got this deja vu out. Daka is at a certain amount of risk. I think this Ezra's gets thrown away by Eric. I think. But maybe not. Because, yeah. Yeah, that's what. Okay. Definitely the wise move there to get the deja vu out. That's 6 damage that can get cleared off of Daka in an instant. Eric has to roll out right here or take rage damage. Barely safe from polarity. Not safe from the polarity steadfast combo. So picking up the dollar there and then immediately weaving instead of opting for the reap is extremely wise. That was a very, very good move by Redentor. I think what happens is Eric is going to overwrite Nim for shields. Maybe? Again, Possess working against Carabast. But Possess taking care of that 2 side. Why not? Or more zombie damage. Waiting in the wings. Not like Eric is without his defenses. He's got loose protection. He's got the polarity. He's got the Nimin override. Got an R2D2. There's no end of shields that he could pick up in this round. I think Carabas is the play here. You have to figure what's going to happen. Yoda and Reylo special would have been 4 damage and then polarity steadfast combo kill. So just dumping all of that damage out immediately makes that hill a lot higher to climb. It does give Eric the option and opportunity instead to go for shields, which is slightly irritating, but winning slowly because you kept Daka alive is much more preferable to losing immediately because you got impatient. Redentor, he does know what he's doing with this deck. He's going to roll this Daka out there. Unless a Ray power action happens on this Qira die, he's going to pick up $3. He's going to pick up 5 more cards, and the pain train is just going to keep on rolling. I don't necessarily even think playing Common Cause is necessary this round. I think you can pick up the $5, Do all your zombie damage. So, you know, next round I'll draw 7. Will he clear the shield? I think he will. Makes the most sense. No reason to start doing zombie pings now. Maybe we'll put Daka out there. R2D2 about to make an appearance. D2 not exactly helping. Those are terrible, but definitely wants that special. I think he will discard the Loot's Protection in search of it. The upside is pretty high. Also concerned about walking into Forsaken. Got Forsaken, I want you to use it. Interesting. I don't have Forsaken. I have 7 cards. It also says, I'm just going to go ahead and weave quick. Don't mind me. I think is actually not wise. You want to save that for next round. I think this round you play the bodyguard on your healthy zone. Spectacular. Other option there would have been improvised defense, but playing the bodyguard really prevents. It does some pretty good work all the way around. I don't see the value in reap. He's just gonna go ahead and reveal that he has it. I think Deja Vu to weave some Ichor as the opening action of the round. Probably the way to go. You just claim here to make sure you can do it. Make sure you have the extra $1. If I was Eric, I would. Okay, I would have just claimed. It takes so long for Qira Daka to actually get damage through. I think I would have just claimed. Eric is very, very defensive on this deck, and I think there's no upside in Redentor discarding anything. He's stuck. He doesn't have like nothing to do, and 6 healing is 6 healing. You got a reap waiting in the wings. You don't have a whole lot else that you can actually do. Armor plating will help to an extent. And again, he's just kicking this can right back over Eric. Here comes some rage damage. But Redentor is under resource pressure. So he's Often get Qira out there. Try to get a Reap going. Good Reap. A Reap for 3. Misses. Qira is not providing this round. Or this game out of the best of 3. So Eric neatly sidesteps 2 damage. Now he's probably needs to go ahead and start planking shields off with his zombie damage, right? Yeah, I can see feeding. You feed, and you plank, right? Provides defense will help against Nimin, but he's got 2 Nimins. I think you have to make use of a lot more ways to clear shields and prevent the over shielding. Possessed on a resource side. Pretty clutch here. I think he absolutely takes that. Now, which one do you pick here? I think I think you just pick the Ray die. You use improvised defense. You pick that Ray die, and so you know what? I'll give you the other Nimin. You can get your shields, and then get you 2 damage to Yoda Saber. That is what it is. And eventually, you're gonna Ray power action to find 2 more Kylo. And I'm sad. He's got 4 cards in hand. He's gonna reroll. So I don't think you're stopping everything. Opting not to use it at all. Resolve that again in the round. He's gonna go ahead and he's gonna sit on that. And Eric, this is the position Eric likes. He's gonna get 4 shields out of 1 Ray die and just continue to walk it in. I think Eric is better served by resolving his Nimin on that Yoda Saber, so it can't be Guardianed away. Oh. Oh, I think you Guardian that dagger in here, right? I think if you Guardian the dagger, saving yourself a lot of pain. Alternatively, you could play the armor plating. Oh no, he found an even better way. Improvise defense that, and then Guardian the 1, right? Then you force rerolls. He's gonna get a reroll, but he's not gonna get the extra 2 shields out of it because of that zombie damage. So good job, Redentor, finding the efficient way through. Zombie damage gonna continue to link off those shields, I think. Not recognize. Should be very, very concerned about those radar. I'm confused as to what that reap was. That was a weird reap, man. That was such a weird reap. Daka's power action has not been this round because there are no zombies that are unexhausted or that are exhausted. Zombie damage will pile up here. I think discarding convergence to reroll is wise. I think uh, doing that prior to reaping would have been better. Obviously, he wants to get the other possessed out. The armor plating is going to get dropped down at some point, just to block 2 health somewhere or block 2 damage somewhere. Um, but he really does need to clear out what's in his hand so he can draw up into draw attention or Carabast. Does get rid of the dagger. The dagger was dangerous there, but I don't think it was critically necessary to clear it out. But being in this position, this is not an awful discard. Whichever card he gets, especially if Eric decides to discard to reroll. Um, hmm. I'm not super on board with that zombie activity. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Not really. I don't want to give him just value out of that rate. Eh, I was not thrilled with it. Now I think having played Convergence, he does actually have to discard this possess. I don't think he can afford to hang on to it. He needs to find some damage clearing tools. He's happy to see that steadfast go away, I'm sure. But I think right now you do have to make the choice between armor plating. I don't think you can. Knowing Redentor, I think he's going to keep the possessed. He might actually keep both. Now that I'm thinking about it, he might actually. And Ray providing. I think you have to pass here. Or you just say, screw it, I don't care if Ray has 3 shields. Right? Like, I think you pass. I think you pass and then you claim. Yep. Ray ends with 3 shields either way, but will Eric ruin his draw? Yes, he will. He's got all the money in the world and he wants to ruin draws. He's so defensive. At this stage in my life, after a year of watching him play the deck, I will stop second guessing Eric Wainwright on Blue Hero. Blue Hero plus villain cards. The draw attention feels really, really good with that deja vu, I'm sure. Did not add 2 zombies last round. Just somewhat of a loss. But he does have the money now to double possess. Got the money for double possess, and he has the battlefield plus Forsaken. The sequencing here is key, but he does have the time. Especially if Eric opts for the damage instead of the resource. Picking up that resource feels really, really good to Redentor. That resource turns on a Qira paid side. Makes it so he doesn't have to choose between more zombies and Qira damage. I think you absolutely possess right here, right now. I think not doing so is missing a prime opportunity. I can see why you would do this, because it is kind of scary to have Qira there with, or not Qira, but Daka there with just 4 health remaining. But there are no tricks in Eric's deck that could have gotten that 4 damage across in one fell swoop. Not even polarity. I don't even think he has both polarities left. Or he might. All these games are blurring together, but even then, that doesn't kill Daka. He does have Possessed. He has Guardian. There is an upper limit to how much damage Eric can actually do this round. He can be very defensive. He doesn't have to take any damage off of dice that he doesn't want to. He's playing around Reap here. I think in this situation, you probably roll out Daka. No, you want to keep the Forsaken on play. You roll out Daka, you don't have the method by which to back your way. And I think the obvious play here is Forsaken on the Nimin special. That frees up your sequencing for the rest of the round. And then you can always possess later. And this is about the time where time would be called in the match. But prior to this, both Redentor and Eric waived the match timer. They said, we want to play this all the way to the end. I appreciate, I hate going to time. I hate games being decided by time. I understand that it is a necessity in a physical card game in which business doors are open and people are setting aside a significant portion of the day, and this, that, the other, all the rest. Right? I get it, but online on a quarantine Saturday, no reason why this can't go all the way down. Very smart here. Gonna go ahead and dodge that possess. And there will be some zombies added, but there will also be some extra shields added onto Kylo. Still fighting through two possessed is very, very uphill. Daka does have 6 health left. Oh man, barely managed to mute myself before I sneezed. Or zombie squad. Nothing but zombie. NBZ. We'll claim now, yeah, why not? Definitely throw this deja vu away. Absolutely no reason to keep that in hand. If I were him, I'd throw away the convergence after this play. Polarity's happening, then we're going to see a Kylo special, or a Kylo power action. That does put Daka in risk of some things, so I think you probably want to draw all the mitigations you can. I think throwing away both of those cards would have been a good idea, but it looks like he's Convergence now strong enough to take down a Falcon. I have to see this Common Cause as a first action. Somewhat unfortunate for Redentor. Only I get. Oh wow, he was already out of everything. Only got his easy pickings left, which is probably worthwhile picking up. You've only got one card left in deck, man. But I think it's worth $1 to trade it out. I really do. So Daka is on the ropes, maximum of 5 health left, including that other bounty hunter. But between bodyguard and easy pickings, it's not easy to get there. All of the all the damage from hand tricks, I think, are gone out of Wainwright's purview. 2 polarities, 2 steadfast. Working with what he has on board. Working with what you have on board through 2 possessed and a guardian up against 1 copy of picking. Plus, honestly, if he picks up the $1 off of Theed, because he's not going to spend any cards to reroll, he could drop another guardian down on that super healthy zombie. Oh, how does possess even feel here. I think it feels fucking awful. I think you just have to easy pick the specials. But if Kylo lives through this round, things are not looking good for. If Kylo dies and Daka stays alive, then I think the game is almost a lock. Almost. Not necessarily, but things don't look super great for Eric. He's not making great use of this possess on Rey. 2 rounds in a row. No reason not to possess there. And even if you just give it to like a get rid of that Rey die. I think that's the limit there for Kylo. I think Eric is just going to play this pacify on the other character die. Lucky because it's blank and it could get possessed. He's gonna take a swing. Take a swing on this special. I mean, at this this sequencing is very very rote and it's very very bad by Redentor. He should be trying to get his dollar out of Daka. What he should be doing. No harm in taking it off of that Qira blank. Re-rolling is not a great move here. Do you shoot for the moon? That's 2 damage. Got Luke's protection. Playing this, you know you got him on the ropes. Is it worthwhile? I don't think it is worthwhile to. See this double convergence happen. They calling good game there? Okay, thinking. Definitely not going to have the claim here. Going to need to save that last zombie for Luke's protection. But is it? I think it's wise actually to conversion both the Nimmin specials or both the Nimmin masteries. In between possessed and bodyguard, like you have windows. You have things with which you can make moves. Getting rid of one of them, but the threat of one is bad enough, I think. I think you have to pass here. How many cards does Eric have left? Got 7. Got another upgrade in there. I think he's got another treasured. Eric wisely choosing to pass instead of claiming. Lets him roll out into possess without immediately dying. I think you roll out Qira. Oh no, you shoot for your possess away. Now Eric is in a really tough spot. Especially if Yoda Saber rolls damage but Rey doesn't. Being able to Guardian away the Yodas, get a damage in on Kylo. Stuck there. Oh, I don't agree with I really don't. If it's a slugfest between Rey with 4 dice and Qira with just her 2, things don't go well. Like, unless Possessed kills Kylo here. It absolutely does not. Now a zombie has to clear off a shield from Rey. That's the only way. Or possessed on Rey's shield side, or possessed on Rey's special. Gives Daka 2 shields. No, Yoda's is unblockable. He has to plink that shield off of Rey. And then Rey resolves her special, right? Uncontrollable rage. Ugh, rough. Planning for the future here. And it's all up to Qira. Be honest, I don't think Kira's got the juice. I think Yeah, Redentor calling it from there. And we're going on to game 3. Hour and 45 minutes in. Maybe I shouldn't have agreed to waive the time. Either player super happy with the draws. I mean, just any curse is fine for Redentor to have available starting in round 2. And the Reap is really nice. But if the easy pickings doesn't go off, then that's pretty rough. Meanwhile, Eric doesn't have any method by which to stop a Reap except Forsaken, which basically doesn't work under most conditions. He can make it work if he rolls out Ray right now, but that kind of foregoes putting pressure down on Ray, which is what he really wants to do after he gets value out of his Stank Council. Now we're probably going to see Qira come out. And I think he just reaps, takes four money, right? Sets him up really well. It almost forces the Forsaken out of Eric's hand to get around an opposing Forsaken. There'll only be one die left on Redentor's side of the table. That's kind of a good get. Doesn't have everything in the world to spend the money on. But now he's probably just trying to work his way around and through, possible discard sides. What's most important? What do I need right now? Got plenty of time to drop his zombies out. He's going to be able to weave the Ichor. Will allow him to save the draw attention until he pick up other stuff. Gets the damage out of Uncontrollable Rage, which I do agree with Eric taking. Getting the pressure down is a really good get. So, with decent starting hands on both sides, it looks like everybody's kind of getting what they want anyway. If Eric can avoid the easy pickings here, he's in a pretty good spot. He's not avoiding shit today. I think Eric probably just claims from here. Like, maybe he gives that to Kylo to try to do some power actions and whatnot, but why bother, in my opinion. That was a pretty quick round 1. Will Redentor get Deja Vu? or common cause. Gets the deja vu, gets the possessed. And the improvised defense. So he's got a lot of things he can do. And I'm not even sure what is specifically the best thing to do. I think it's wise to play this possessed on Rey. I also think it's fine to take one of those dollars. Like, how many times do you have to be burned by not using possess before you realize, like, I paid $3 for this. Can I please use it? Did he take his full amount of damage there? Redentor, with his next action, needs to play his deja vu. Playing his deja vu lets him feed into double weave to bump Daka back up to full health. Then he has the rest of the round to find another dollar to add some more zombies. But he very, very, very much needs to clear this damage off of Daka ASAP. Yeah, double weave here is pretty much the only play. Just praying for money sides. Daka is providing, but we have almost no forward progress from Redentor here, especially if that gets cleared out. Yep. Oh, yeah, so pitch this probably uncontrollable rage. Reroll. He's just trying to salvage anything out of this round. He's not coming up with much here. The improvised defense is definitely going to go away. I would honestly, I'd re-roll that. It's not going to do you any. Okay, I'll allow it. I know he at least wanted to re-roll the Qira. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, see this dollar getting resolved. R2D2 is coming out. Ray will take 2 damage. Redentor will end with the claim. But Kylo will pick up another shield, ready to move it onto Ray and deal with damage in the process. Round 3 with only 2 zombies is tough. Redentor really needs a reap. It needs to be a good reap. He also needs either a Carabas or his other draw attention to dump some of this damage off of Daka. Because she's hurt. I think he probably just uses loops on Ray. Or does he even bother? No, he just keeps it. Keeps it and draws. Polarity Steadfast. Double polarity. A lot of combos that'll let him win on his first action. If Redentor doesn't draw armor plating or draw 10. He gets his Carabast. Gets his Wiwwt, so he's in it. Still there. Not amazing, but keeps him alive. Eric is forced to roll Ray out. She is the target this game. Uncontrollable rage. I need to take that damage. I think possessed on resource probably feels pretty good here. Possessed on resource, just to turn on easy pickings. I'd do it. I'd take it. I don't think he can afford to wait for damage to pop up. Especially when there are things like multi. Don't want to give Eric $1 he didn't earn the hard way. No, that is definitely still exhausted. Definitely that on Wiwwt. I think respite is the way to go. Actually, it's not. I think, yeah, rolling Qira out, because you're going to need those zombies to clear off Luke protection shields. Daka's about to take 3 from this treasure. Odd that Eric took that $1. I mean, yeah, you just always want to keep Daka low on. I think the 3 damage would have been good there. The extra damage. Does he convergence? Convergence would be interesting here, but I think the safe play is right. But I don't know if I do it on a zombie. Another convergence, not the best. Oh, right, duh. Fucking R2 draws cards. Of course he can get it. Oh my god. Why do I second guess Eric Evans? I mean, 4 indirect is nothing to sneeze at here, but it only actually matters if he's able to kill Rey. Oh, it might just be worth it for Eric to nullify 1 anyway. There's a shield on Daka, a little bit of extra value. I think, on the whole, I think this game is firmly in there. Easy pickings happens here. No way it doesn't. Still 2 damage. And the Dent Council 5 rerolls on Rey's die. Plus Rey's power action on Rey's die. Yeah, there's basically, it's all but assured, I think, at Daka. I mean, I guess not, because Carabas will move 3 damage, but Carabas for 3 is a lot worse than Carabas for 6. Gotta use it now. Get 2 more zombies, but he's got to throw these convergences away. He's not going to have the money to pay for it. He's down 2 Wiwwt, 1 Carabas, 1 draw attention. Doesn't have a whole lot else to keep Daka alive. Needs to draw him. Doesn't have the money to play him. Needs to get rid of him. He needs to draw up. Is that also both easy picking? Yeah. Enter doesn't have a whole lot of other defensive options left. Got 1 draw attention, 1 Carabas, 1 armor plating, and a bodyguard business. Ew. He's got Forsakens, but Forsakens are a lot more difficult for him to use profitably when he doesn't have control of the battlefield. Does have the draw attention. Does have the Forsaken. Even got a common cause. I don't know what he would common cause for, but he's got it. Here, I don't think you draw attention yet. Try to get your rolling out Daka would have been because she has more resolvable side. Almost always get a Forsaken. Have that much you can draw into. Should force the reroll on art, or at least force the resolution. Although I would opt for re. I was there. But now it's a Forsaken game. You gotta get. I think you have to get Doc out. Gotta get Doc out there ready to resolve something, anything, whatever it takes. Gotta figure you're under the gun. Clear out that nip. So resolving the discard isn't terrible. Probably happy to see where to go. I'm not even sure that was the right. I mean, yeah, it's a die that can get special chain binding them in. If you're already kicking the can down the road and you have 4 zombies with which continue to do so, I don't think Forsaken there is even necessary. And even if you are just going to Forsaken because you got it and gonna do it, I think taking the Ray die would have been better. At that point, Ray had the same damage potential as the Treasured. You could Guardian away the Treasured. The Ray die, at the very least, you don't have to worry about. Follow on shields. But yeah, Guardian on that Nim die. And knock off Ray's shield in the process. That's how I would do it. I guess possessed basically keeps Ray's die locked. So yeah, Forsaken on Trick. Tough. Tough to be in this spot. I think you roll out Daka, hope for 4 indirect, and then Kylo takes it all. You just try to bomb rush Qira. I don't think he has his other uncontrolled raid to the left of the house. Do you have his other possession even? What is the other possession? He's got to make forward progress. Like he can't play this armor plating without finding a Daka dollar. See that? Not going to get better than 2 indirect. Eric does have the claim though, or he does have the battlefield. It gets down to you could have just ran out the loose protections and shielded up. Two. I'm going to overwrite Luke's protection on Kylo, probably at the end of the 8. Redentor into claiming. Sets up like another good play, basically. 3 more damage coming in on Ray. Probably gonna see discard action on Redentor's side of the table. Regardless of anything, does need more zombies to overcome. Finds his dollar. But yeah, blanket. Yep. I think you throw away that common cause. Try again. Finds a dollar the second time. Redentor should be prioritizing this dollar over the damage. Playing around for a second. I'll lose out on the zombie opportunity. Unfortunate. But he's still technically in it. Does have a Carabas left in the deck, I believe. Yeah, bodyguard left. Yeah, I think you roll Qira out and you hope for 6 damage. That's what I think. That's what I think the play is. You roll Qira out, you hope for 6 damage. One of them gets pacified, you get your 3 in, and then you just pray for a good possessed with zombies to follow. Or you take one of them gets pacified, and then you do your Uncle Ray. Happen. Now at least at that point you really treasure 3 treasure a couple different ways. Like Redentor still can pull it out. Can do it. I don't think he can do it if he rusts. Or if he was gonna rest, but he'd probably rest back. Well, people. Daka's rarely gonna give you direct damage, so the direct damage off of that zombie could very well be relevant here. Or if he was trying to be safe, like just popping out 2 more zombies to have good Carabas targets. He's gotta possess that 2. Gotta do it. It doesn't die to treasure. Hope and pray. Possess the 2. Eric probably rolls out Kylo at that point to try to get the instant kill. Yeah, I guess that works. I think what happens from here is like Nimin into Ray special, treasured special. Ray picks up 3 shields. Treasure does 3 damage. One of those Ray dice gets re-rolled.
At that point, no matter what it hits, Possessed is basically nullified for the round. And Redentor is still in a position where he's hoping for maximum damage on Qira, which just isn't going to happen through a pacified or a hidden. I think maybe he was worried about a polarity Lemon. One polarity in the being as safe as he can. They've decided to go to the bathroom. I mean, I get it. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes for me too, guys. I'm trying to keep things entertaining, and I'm failing horribly. This isn't working for me. I'm now coming back around on this whole time limit on matches thing. 120 minutes. This is infuriating. But yeah, so Redentor is having a couple of sequencing issues there. Yeah, you're playing around the polarity. With 14 cards left in the deck, it's like 33% chance you lose outright by going into by not playing around the polarity. But in this position, I think you're really stuck. I do think he absolutely has to possess. I think that was a mistake by Eric. I think that opens up a little bit of a window, a tiny window for Redentor by not just maxing out the shields and then calling possessed on whatever was left. Is what it is. I 100% think he should be guardianing. The Guardian Dagger, the Guardian Kylo. I think with two Nimon specials there, I think he's very. No, you Guardian Kylo. You Guardian Kylo there because the shields are gone. Just trying to reduce value to try to claw back in here. Regardless, it's gonna put Daka at 5 out of 10 minus 2 shields, 2 damage waiting in the wing, plus a reroll on a Kylo die with another Nimon special sitting there to boot. The Nimon special can flip one of those Kylo dice back over to 2 damage, set up the focus on Think Council for another possible reroll. It's rough. So yeah, I think you should just eaten the Kylo die, but meh. What difference at this point does it actually make? Oh, disgusting. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why? No, you just keep it, right? I think can Eric conceivably get this Malzahn lineup? I don't think he can at all. That possessed feels okay. It forces him just to waste his die, pick up another dollar. Interesting that he's opting for the draw rather than the dollar. But that does let him play in a. Now all the money pops up.
Somewhat later than Redentor would have liked. Is it even worth it for Eric to actually play anything? I guess that does kill Daka this round, right? No. He needs the focus. He needs the focus on the dink count. But he can just draw another card here. Find a polarity. You find a steadfast. And I think Redentor does have to throw away this bodyguard. Or, I mean, you throw away the read. But... yeah, and what difference does it make if you're going down to one card? He needs to find some damages. Like these 3 dice need to be damaged around. And you know if he doesn't have polarity or steadfast right now, you know he's gonna get it next round. So I don't think planning for extra zombies is good here. What taking this dollar is, I think you just shoot for your damage. You're gonna get 2 extra on top of your dice from the zombies. If that had been a reroll, well, had a window to get damage in, not getting any to this would riposte. I think this is all just immaterial. There's the Dock of Death. Which is probably going to happen regardless, but like, you're really concerned about it. You played Bodyguard prior to all this. If I were calling it. Looks like it. Oh,
Good game to both of those gentlemen. You know, when we say we don't want to go to time, we're generally talking about like 10 minutes past, not another fucking hour. I hate you both, but it was very well played. Very interesting deck by Redentor. I like combo decks quite a bit. I like combo decks in this style a lot. I prefer winning by damage with combo. It's because it's less frustrating for the other player, I think. And it does take very tight sequencing. And yet, one more way Eric Wainwright has proved me wrong over the years. The Luke's protections were very critical in this matchup for him. We'll catch back up with Eric in the top four. Congratulations to Redentor for making top eight in League 17. And I will see y'all later.